Hi everyone, this is James Cottrell speaking again on our new reaching out to you to help you to develop yourself spiritually wherever you might be in the world. I want to first of all thank everyone for responding so promptly to the last video. This is the second in the series and we'll continue this as promised. Today the question is, and I've been asked this many times, what do you do when you're walking down the street and someone puts their hand out and begs for money? Well, usually people will rebuff them, or they may put a few coins in their hat or their cup, or they might think that, well, they're just going to spend this on alcohol or tobacco, or they're going to waste the money. This is the proper thing to do as a spiritual being with the Christ consciousness in your heart, to understand how you can do a simple thing that will help change the world. The rule is when someone comes to you and puts their hand out directly to you, you are obligated to assist them by putting a coin in their hand. If they don't put their hand out to you, you may pass them by. But if they come directly in front of you and put their hand out, you're obligated to assist them. Now, how much money you put in their hand, that's totally up to you. You can put a quarter in their hand, you can put some loose change in their hand, you could put $20 in their hand. My experience has been that when you see someone in front of you who's in need, don't judge them. But remember, the universe, God Almighty, the angels who watch over us all, have brought that person to you. And now you have the opportunity to be of service, to do something compassionate, to love these people, even though you don't know who they are, and you might not like the way they look or how they're living, and you might almost want to judge them and get them out of your way. Well, here's some of my experiences. When I was walking down the street one day, a man came up to me. His arm was severed at the shoulder, and he asked me if I would give him some money. He was very excited. Matter of fact, he said he was starving, he hadn't eaten for 2 or 3 days. This was an extremely unusual case. He came directly at me and started to complain. Earlier that day, I had put $20 in my pocket, and I knew I had the $20 in my pocket. And I asked the man in a very calm voice, "Are you really hungry?" And he said, "Yes." I reached in my hand and I put the $20 in his hand. He looked at the money, he looked at me, he looked at the money, he looked at me, he looked at the money, he looked at me, and he turned around baffled, startled even, and he walked away. And you can see the smile on my face today. I'm remembering that moment as I did then. I helped that man with $20, not $2. I helped that man have some dignity or some hope that people cared. And I had the secret satisfaction that I surprised that man in a most benevolent way, and I trust he will have remembered me. And that maybe when circumstances change, this will happen to him as well. I'm going to give you another circumstance. I was in Niagara Falls one day with someone else, and we were walking along the street, and we saw a man sitting on a little platform, no legs. He was across the street. As I continued to walk around and look at the shops, there he was again. When we went up to the restaurant, there he was down there on the street again. My attention kept going to this man. I teach that your attention is the high self, showing you something that you need to address. So being aware of that, this fact that my attention was looking at this man, I then left the restaurant and proceeded to find him, which was not too difficult. He was across the street. I went up to him and I leaned over and he put his little styrofoam cup up and I put $20 in his cup. He looked at the cup, he looked at me, he looked at the cup, and he started to cry. My friend that was with me did the same thing. $20 in the cup too. Now he had $40. He didn't know what to make of this. It was just like angels had come to him. With that, we proceeded down the street after me, saying, make sure you take care of yourself. The lesson I learned that day was that I should have asked the man his name. I should have asked his name because it would have included him in the human race, as we always do when we meet somebody. Hi, my name's Douglas. What's your name? I'll always remember that moment because the man cried, yes. And because we did something good for a man who obviously was in need, he had no legs. But I'll always remember when I meet someone and they put their hand out to me, that it's my God-given obligation, my responsibility, to give them a coin. And how much I give them, that's up to me at that moment. But also remember to ask them their name. Now this is fine, this is good. We're told how to do this in church and in school and other places. But what's the spiritual reasoning behind this? When somebody puts their hand out to you, soul to soul, there is some benefit. They're asking to give you the opportunity to be able to help. Think about that. They're doing you a favor. They're giving you the opportunity to help, to be a spiritual being, to help another human being in need. And then, as all of these actions are always multi-leveled, think of this. There will come a time when you will be putting your hand out to someone and asking them for help. A banker, a mortgage person, perhaps a parent or a friend, or when you find yourself stranded on the street and you need some money to put some gas in your car, you will have your hand out. This is Douglas James Cottrell speaking, and I want you to let me know if you agree with me. If you want to challenge me, it's okay. What do you do when someone asks you for help? Share your story. Leave your comments below. And don't forget to click on that magic little thumb and give me a thumbs up. Listen, God bless you. I want to wish you, as always, may you have all of God's benefits, health, wealth, and peace of mind. Until next time, this is Douglas James Cottrell speaking. Don't forget to visit my website, www.douglasjamescottrell.com, or Google my name. I'll come up on about 900,000 sheets of paper or hits or whatever. And you might even want to come and take a course at the Many Mansion Spiritual Center. God bless you, my friends.